Welcome to the holiday edition of the Keeping It Real Estate podcast. I am Allie Vasquez of the Vasquez team of Karis Realty Group, located out of the Old Line State in Maryland. Holiday decorating to me when my children were very, very small was absolutely a nightmare. I'm not one of those people that enjoys putting up the command hooks. I'm not one of those people that enjoys really any part of it. Holiday decorating was not something that I enjoyed whatsoever until I decided that this is not for me. I mean, I'm one of those Scrooges where I do not believe in putting up Christmas decorations before Thanksgiving. Sorry about that, but I just don't think it's right. Like, personally, I do not want to see that in my house. I have enough anxiety with Halloween, followed 1 month later by Thanksgiving, followed 1 month later by Christmas. Like, I don't need you jumping the gun and skipping past Thanksgiving. Like, I don't need that. Right now, it is November. My house is filled with autumnal pumpkins, not quite the Halloween look, but we're definitely with like fall leaves, pumpkins, stuff like that. So I'm not one of those people that jumps forward, and I know a lot of people are. But take a minute and think about it. So if the decorations aren't really for me, then they're definitely for my kids. And when I tell you that my kids love pulling out those plastic Tupperware bins and completely covering the house in decorations, that is their calling. They absolutely love it. Allison, when does your family start decorating for Christmas?
The day right after Thanksgiving.
On Black Friday, like good people, you guys decide, okay, now we can start decorating. Of course, like to me, that just makes sense. But no hate to those people that do it. For me, it's not a moral thing. It's not a morality thing. It's just I can only do 75,000 things at once, and decorating would be 75,001. I used to even take all of the heirloom ornaments, like the ones from my childhood that are breakable, and get them from my parents' house. And then I realized once I had toddlers, like, no, we're not doing this. Like, these decorations need to go away and not come out for like 5 to 10 years. So I decided that I was just going to make the holidays super, super simple. And every couple years I go to the dollar store and get a bunch of different decorations. I throw them in a bin. I don't care if they get damaged in between, from one year to the next year. And I just let my kids go wild. Like, of course, I would love a curated, beautiful, color coordinated holiday decoration landscape, really. But that's not a reality for me, because even if I didn't have these kids, I have a dog and he's horrible. Like, he's the worst, and he would ruin everything. My kids get to pick how they want to decorate. So we have lots of Charlie Brown decorations. Nothing is color coordinated. But let me tell you what would be in my ideal holiday decoration landscape if I was just me by myself. Ideally, it would be all white and gold, and maybe even like hints of black. I think that would be so cool. Allison, what do you think?
Loving.
It's sophisticated, it's all the things, but like white with a yellow lab just does not work. But like in my fantasies, it works. So ideally, I would have all white, gold, black. Like, we definitely want to go with the color scheme. Red and green, although you see today that we're very red and greened out. To me, I don't need that. I've had it, I've seen it, I've lived through it, and my kids obviously gravitate toward red and green when I'm doing what I want to do one day when I'm a big kid. Just kidding. When my kids are big kids, then I'm gonna do black, white, and gold accents, or white and gold with black accents. Yeah, that's it.
How do you feel about pastels, Allie?
Oh, okay. So I've been seeing on TikTok and Instagram a lot of people with like the candy colored, like the pinks and the blues and the greens and the pastels. I absolutely love that. I do think it's a little trendy, and maybe a couple years from now I'll be like, I don't think I'd like that so much. But honestly, like visions of sugar plums dancing in our heads, we love to see it. I also love gold and blue, or a silver and blue, or a silver gold blue moment. Growing up, my parents had a blue Christmas tree that had gold and silver all over it. I thought I really enjoy that as well. That works for people who are also Jewish and who want to celebrate Hanukkah, but also, who doesn't want a Christmas tree? I think that would be really cool in a mixed faith household. Also, similarly with lights, well, we don't have any Christmas lights on our house right now because nobody wants to go outside and do them. But also we have like a really, really tall house, and I think I'm not going up there, and Jason's not going up there. I think we're a little bit scared to get on the ladder and go up there. But in our neighborhood, I really like a clean, classic look. All white lights are awesome. I really like a clean white light look. Not too much flashing and stuff like that. Although when I go into like people's neighborhoods, bring on the tacky. Like I want literally like the most over the top, crazy, crazy light situation you could possibly ever have. But for my own house, white lights only. I also really like the blue icicle lights that hang down, the blue ones. Like the white ones are cool, but the blue ones are like, oh, amazing, lovely, wonderful, and I think they're just so classy. As you can tell, obviously my dream aesthetic is very classy, but I have to be very, very realistic about my life, and almost nothing about my life with 3 boys in the house and a boy dog and another man in the house. Almost nothing about my life is classy. So one day, that's my aspirational aesthetic, but for now, we just gotta keep it a little less on the classy side and just make sure that everybody enjoys themselves. So fun fact about me, my friends and I, every Christmas, around Christmas time, we have a crafternoon where we all just bring random knickknacks, doodads, yarn, really anything we have that's craft related, and we make new Christmas decorations for our houses that are made of all these things. One of my friends she's a really good thrifter, and she loves to go to, I don't know if I should be sharing this, but okay, all right, it's time for me to share some of my secrets. She goes to a thrift store that is connected to an assisted living home. So when Grandma and Grandpa cross over to the other side, their stuff goes to this thrift store. And then my friend picks it up, brings it to me, and then I use it. Literally half the decorations in my house on Christmas are made of dead people's belongings, and nobody knows any different. I can post some of them on Instagram so that you guys can see, like, I'm serious about my dead people decorations, but I love them, and it's really fun every year to try and figure out. It's almost like Chopped, but for Christmas decorating. Like, we have all of this random stuff, and you're like, how do we make this Christmas? And that is, for me, the most wonderful time of the year. Maybe not Grandma and Grandpa's most wonderful time of the year, RIP, but for me. So this holiday season, if you're one of those people that's already decorated by November 1st, well then, bully to you. If you're one of those people that is like full on aesthetic, then absolutely. I believe that everybody should do what works for them. What works for me is dollar store decorations, letting the kids go out there and do exactly what they want to do. And the fun part for them is they'll come home and they'll be like, oh mom, we want to redecorate. They love that. I fully encourage that. And then just really doing what makes you happy at the holiday season, because there's a lot of things that we have to do, right? Sometimes we have to be with family members that we don't necessarily want to be with. Sometimes we have obligations that we have to go to that aren't necessarily what we want to do. The moments that you can take and do exactly what you want to do, grab a hold of those and keep celebrating that way. This has been the Holiday Decorating Guide from the Keeping It Real Estate podcast with Allie Vasquez. See you next time.